An entire week has passed since I started working on the actual weapon system for the game. I made an entire devlog about it, all the intricacies and details about the modeling all the way to the weapons, planned out and how they'll interact with each other. And now, I'm gonna have to justify why I completely scrapped it and this entire devlog is now completely outdated and useless. Alright, so it's been about a week. How did we go from this to this? I have zero clue. Okay, so what ended up happening was, instead of bullets, I replaced it with houses, and I thought, this is pretty funny, it shoots Jareds instead of bullets. And then my 14 individual brain cells decided, okay, if we turn this gun into a shotgun, and instead of Jareds we replace it with map obstacles, this is literally procedural generation. Here's a demonstration of it live. We got 3 vectors, vector Z, vector Y, vector Z. Congratulations, we have procedural generation. Alright, so look at this tree. Do you notice anything cool about it? If you answer that it's literally a cave system, you're right. If I scaled up all the branches, it kind of makes it look like a reverse cave system. There was 0 point to this section. Now, to be fair, there is one caveat to this. It turns an otherwise poorly optimized game into an even more poorly optimized game. Now, fortunately, I do have a pretty decent solution. If we run the game at 480p and call it a stylized decision. Anyways, yeah, that's why the game literally looks like that. It runs garbage without it. However, it does look garbage with it on. How can we make it even more stylized? There, I made it purple. Every single person is gonna love this, trust me. Except Reddit, oh boy. Why does this look like a hand now when I spent over a dozen hours conceptualizing and designing and programming and feature implementing? My modeling skills are cancer, at least for the hand. And then I realized that not only do I have to model it, I have to animate it. I'm not doing that. This is 𝙈𝙀𝙉𝙆. You use him to challenge God. He was misbehaving, so I turned him into a plant. Now, the general gameplay loop is you gather around and grab as many 𝙈𝙀𝙆s as possible, while trying to avoid the 17 trillion Jareds coming your way that know exactly where you are. In the physical world, that is. I'm not saying it will, but it's good to have caution. So a bunch of fellas were actually volunteering to model for me, which I am deeply grateful for. Thank you, Milkman, you really deliver, literally. Instead of spending 60 trillion hours animating the worst looking hand and reload animations possible, I decided to abuse the fact that I used to be a video editor and I started using my own hand and then applying a bunch of filters, which was actually equally cancer. I had to take a video, green screen it, add filters, then I had to turn it into a GIF, and then I had to manually frame by frame untransparent that GIF. The only problem with these hands is that they look like they came from a big, strong bodybuilder instead of a weak, frail 19-year-old who's completely malnourished. Plus, to be honest, I make community posts. I don't see any vocal support for these, but I don't see any strong negative opinions, so I'm just keeping it. Here's the world generation now. So, we got the trees, we slapped them on the ground, and then we got these gemstones, which you can easily climb. I really wanted to have a vertical aspect to the first stage because, well, the map is really tall, and if we make it a lot more wider, it's gonna screw over performance. And lastly, we slapped down the Jared nests. They're just there to be a nuisance, so you can't hunt down the 𝙈𝙀𝙆s even faster. Here, why don't we look at the current gameplay? You know what these clips kind of look like? They kind of look like a basic gameplay loop. Oh my god, we reached it, guys, we did!